What is the ultimate goal in fighter?
It's okay? Yeah?
Is to leave behind a legacy where it is inarguable that I am one of the greatest of all time. That the body of work, the performances I've done and the names that I've fought and the way I've gone out and beat people means that when you talk about the greatest of all time, my name is in that conversation. What excites me about this fight is the fact that no one has solved this puzzle. No one has solved his jigsaw puzzle and no one has solved mine. And both of us are going to win there and try and solve each other's puzzles. And I'm excited for that because it's something you don't see a lot in the UFC. We don't have a lot of elite level competition. Everybody's turning down. 18-0, 18 finishes. That excites me. That doesn't scare me, that excites me. Everyone in the world thinks the guy's the boogeyman in the division. Because in my world, I'm going to beat him.
For me, it's always a grind. It's train, fight, learn, grow, evolve, fight, do it again. I operate best in a short period of time. I just love to fight. And this is an opportunity to go out there to prove that I am better than everyone believes and knows I am. This guy's got a 100% finish rate. I've got a 100% win rate. When I step into the octagon, all I do is win.
Very good.
Молодец, молодец.
Жульничать начал.
Я сделал 130, я вот сейчас сделал 125. Так можно.
Что не говорю, что я опаздываю. 17:30, видишь, нет еще. Валик, шалом.
Я, честно сказать, не такой большой фанат ММА был, там, чтобы я там смотрел бои, там кто-то рассказывает, я вижу интервью, что там диски были первых боев UFC. У меня такого не было, честно. Просто вот как-то мне понравился этот вид спорта. Я начал этим заниматься, попал, наверное, большую роль, что сыграл, попал в хорошую команду в нужное время. Вот у меня было тогда такое время, когда я менял разные виды спорта от одного к другому, переезд там с Махачкалы, я переехал там в пригород. И такой момент был, ну, не мог себя найти, честно сказать. И вот попал в команду нашему тренеру покойному Думанабу. И сразу вот общение в команде, вы, наверное, до сих пор видите, как мы.
Ian Garry is leaving absolutely nothing to chance. The training footage coming out of his camp shows a fighter pushing himself to new limits, fully aware of exactly what kind of challenge Islam Makhachev represents.
What's the mentality ahead of this fight? To be free. To have fun. Breathe free. All I care is going out there, undefeated, undeniable, the #1 contender in the world, and a future champion.
While Makhachev is widely considered one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in the sport, Bisping argues that this fight could end up being far tougher than most people are currently giving it credit for.
And I'm telling you right now, this fight for Islam Makhachev may be a lot harder than what people think. Given all of the accolades that Islam Makhachev has, it's easy to just dismiss Ian Garry and say, listen, he's got to just run right through him. Okay, you could send him to Dagestan or Georgia for 20 years and still forget all about it.
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
Okay, because Islam Makhachev is the GOAT. He's going to take him down. The man's Irish. They don't wrestle in Ireland, for crying out loud. Well, guess what? He's a well-rounded mixed martial artist. He's 17-1. He had a very, very close fight with Shavkat Rakhmonov. Ended the fight threatening the rear naked choke. He beat the former champion, Bilal Muhammad, that wrestled the life out of Leon Edwards, okay? So this is a real fight. Before you start to think that this is just going to be one-way traffic, I'm telling you, this is going to be a lot tougher than what you think.
Weighing in on how the fight could actually unfold, Bisping acknowledges that if Makhachev manages to secure a takedown, he almost certainly holds the clear advantage once the fight hits the ground, given his grappling and submission pedigree. But he suggests Garry's best path to victory likely involves a stick-and-move approach.
And of course, if he can get a hold of Ian Garry and take him down, yeah, it's probably going to be easy. Ian will struggle to get back to his feet, and I don't think he can match Islam in terms of jiu-jitsu or submission grappling, okay? But it's the style that Ian Garry has. It is the length and the reach that he has, and it is his ability to silence out the crowd and not give a damn if you people are booing. If everyone in the arena is throwing their popcorn and the drinks and going, boo, this is garbage, because all Ian Garry is doing is dancing around, popping the jab, throwing the right hand, using push kicks to keep Islam away, he won't care, because on paper, or according to the judges, he's winning the fight. And his job is to win the fight and become the welterweight champion of the world.
Bringing his breakdown to a close, Bisping emphasizes that Makhachev is a disciplined professional through and through, but he adds an important reminder that applies to every fight in this sport in MMA. You should never underestimate an opponent, no matter how lopsided the matchup might appear on paper.
He's winning the fight, and his job is to win the fight and become the welterweight champion of the world. I'm just saying, you can never count your chickens in this sport. You should never underestimate anyone. And Islam Makhachev is not that guy, okay? He lives and breathes the sport. That's when he's not on his farm taking care of his animals and stuff like that.
This is my dream, to make big farm. We have a lot of animals.
The man is a serious professional. He will come in ready and prepped and ready to absolutely demolish Ian Garry if he doesn't bring his A game and a stellar game plan. The game plan, as I said, will be stick and move. And that might sound boring, but it could get the job done.
Two of Ireland's biggest stars just shared the same gym floor. Conor McGregor and Ian Garry got rounds in together at SBG Ireland, and the footage is exactly the kind of crossover moment fans have been waiting to see. Garry went out and proved exactly why you can't judge a fight on paper. His resilience in that fight spoke louder than any prediction ever could. As rumors heat up about a potential welterweight title fight between Islam Makhachev and Ian Machado, Garry at UFC 330, fellow contender Sean Brady has weighed in with a blunt prediction. Speaking to MMA Junkie, Brady didn't mince words. He believes Makhachev will dominate Garry and secure a submission victory when they meet in Philadelphia on August 15th. https://www. Meanwhile, Chael Sonnen pushes back hard against the common assumption that every fighter walks into a cage genuinely believing they will win. He argues that combat sports represent the ultimate proving ground, a place where self-doubt becomes a very real and often hidden factor for far more fighters than people realize, regardless of how confident they may appear on the surface.
Ian Garry believes he is going to beat Islam Makhachev. Now, I have a feeling right off the bat, well, of course he does. Every fighter believes they're going to win. No, they don't. That is a myth. There are many myths in sport. There's many myths within our sport. That's a huge one. That whole these athletes are confident, they believe in themselves, they have complete belief in their training. No. One of the reasons the octagon, I think John McCarthy might have called it this all the way back in 1993, but it's the ultimate proving ground. And it is the ultimate proving ground for a number of things, but that's not an exception. Like self-belief or self-doubt. You're doing the hardest thing you could imagine doing, because it...
Leaving no doubt about where his confidence comes from, Ian Garry makes it clear he believes he brings something Islam Makhachev has never faced before: the kind of height, reach, and speed combined with elite distance management, boxing ability, and head movement that no past opponent has tested him with, all backed by genuine takedown defense. He even welcomes the idea of being taken down, insisting he wants the chance to prove to the entire world that Islam cannot submit him and that he can get back up regardless of where the fight goes.
You know, dude, I don't think Islam has a lot of weaknesses. He's never fought someone as long and tall as me. He's not fought someone as fast as me. He's not fought someone who has the distance management, the boxing capabilities, the head movement that I did, but also the takedown defense. He might get me there. I hope he does. Because I want to prove to the world that he can't. I want to prove to the world that I can get back up. I want to prove to the world that I can beat him in his own world. I don't care how long he's trained in that area. I don't care if he's an internationally recognized master of sambo or not. I'm going to bounce him on his skull and I'm going to take his title.
However, Chael Sonnen makes an interesting and often overlooked point about what actually separates fighters when facing an elite wrestler like Makhachev. While takedown defense tends to get all the attention in the build-up to a fight like this, Sonnen argues that the real difference maker comes down to something far less talked about: a fighter's ability to consistently scramble back to their feet once the fight does hit the ground. According to him, that constant battle to get back up wears down an opponent both physically and mentally in a way that simply stopping a takedown never can, and it could end up being the most important factor in how this entire fight plays out.
Now, I would argue for you that getting out from the bottom is more effective than being able to stop somebody's takedown. That's a loose argument. Maybe I even say it to get your attention to then make my point. But if you want to stop a wrestler from taking you down, get up 3 times. If you get taken down, you got an overwhelming wrestler. You got Jordan Burroughs to deal with. It would not matter. If they take you down 3 times, they use all that effort to get you down, and you get back to your feet, that wrestler is done trying to take you down. It is so effective and so important, right? When a wrestler takes you down, he's got to have a moment there. He has to have a moment. It is the most cardio demanding thing you can do in a fight.
Sonnen makes a bold and genuinely surprising claim about Ian Garry, suggesting that his real problem might be that he is actually better than he himself believes. He brings this up while reflecting on the moment Garry tattooed his top 15 ranking on his body, recalling how at the time it looked like a fighter simply celebrating a milestone most would be proud of. Looking back on it now though, Sonnen uses that memory to make a much bigger point about perception, self-awareness, and just how far someone's talent can actually take them when they don't yet realize the ceiling hasn't been reached.
He's better than he thinks he is. You watch Ian, you think he's just brash, confident, Irishman. To an extent. But he's got the right. Ian Garry, if he's not the best in the world, and that's what we're going to find out. If he's not the best in the world, he's top 3. Could you imagine? 6 billion men walk this earth and you can beat up all of them, but maybe 1 or 2. Could you imagine? Ian's that good. He just doesn't know it. I remember when Ian broke into the top 15 and he went and tattooed 15 on his body.
That wraps up everything we know so far about the highly anticipated showdown between Islam Makhachev and Ian Garry. This isn't just another title fight, it's a huge test for both men. Islam has already dominated one division and is now looking to make history once again, while Garry has the opportunity to shock the MMA world by defeating one of the sport's most dominant champions. As fight night gets closer, we'll continue to get more updates from training camps, press conferences, and official interviews. Every new piece of information could change how this matchup plays out, making this one of the most exciting fights to watch in the coming months. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest UFC news, fight breakdowns, predictions, and exclusive updates. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.